Welcome. This is the Daily Torch, and we're drinking New Riff Single Barrel.
Booze.
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 Booze. Oh, that's fantastic.
Hold on. Let me get something out of my eye. I think it's a tear.
It's all right. Mo just died.
So I picked this up because some other whiskey channels were like, this is really good. Won some single barrel tastings, against other single barrels blind.
All right.
I actually didn't pick it up. My dad picked it up. He was like, here, try this. I was like, perfect. That's an amazing coincidence.
Genius.
Yeah, so a little bit younger than a lot of the single barrels that are out there, I think. But very good.
Is it 4 years? Is that what I read?
At least 4 years.
Okay.
So, 4 to 5 probably.
4 to 5. Okay.
I mean, it's going to depend on the barrel because it's still single barrel.
Yeah.
So random barrels are going to sneak in there. They're 5, 5.5, maybe 6, whatever.
Do they take some of the single barrels and just leave them leave like one barrel by itself to age a little bit longer?
They probably do it with more than one. They probably do it with quite a few.
Yeah, so they can do like a
Well, they're a
limited
newer
release.
they're a newer company, so they're looking to limited editions and aged expressions in the future,
Okay.
right? So it's like they're programming for the future also.
How old is this company?
I don't know off the top of my head, but they're definitely one of the newer brands in Kentucky. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't consider them legacy by any stretch.
Like within 10, 15 years or?
Probably within 10.
Okay. Cuz
We just started seeing them in California 2 years ago.
okay, none in Nevada yet.
No, I just started to see their, is it a bottled in bond maybe? I just started to see one of their expressions
Okay.
at like Total Wines.
You
So
gonna-
we'll start seeing more of it.
Yeah, because you had a different bottle of New Rift, right?
Yeah, I had the whatever their shelf product is, the regular shelf product, because this is shelf product too.
Oh, okay.
But I also got that in California. I didn't buy that in Nevada.
Right. So we're just we're on that silly list of.
And this actually came from Texas,
so good.
Tejas.
It was a good
Tejas.
pick, yeah.
Yeah, I
Right? Well, it's not a pick.
Well, I meant like their pick.
like a
Yeah,
pickup.
yeah.
But yeah.
So for company single barrels, what they generally do is they decide what they want their flavor profile to be for a single barrel, generally speaking, because it's got to be kind of consistent. Like far less variation than you get from a barrel pick. And they sort of identify the place in their rick house where that comes from. And the single barrels are generally going to come from that general area in that general rick house, whether it's, this particular floor, this particular section, the northeast corner, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because they kind of they'll generally create the same flavor profiles in different regions of their rick houses.
Is there like a controlled number for rick houses that they have, or
What do you mean by controlled number?
like how many they're allowed to have, or how many each company has?
No, like Jack Daniels probably has 30.
Oh wow.
It's just however many they want to build and how much
Okay.
whiskey they have to store and how much cooperage.
And
they're willing
as
to
they
pay
get
for it.
bigger, they get more rick houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, size of the property probably dictates how many rick houses you can build.
Yeah. So tasting notes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first thing I got off it was white icing
White
Okay.
icing.
on the nose. Like you would get, and you don't get it so much on the nose, a little bit. You get like a cake note. But when the rye spice jumps out on the palate, for me, it becomes like a carrot cake. So
Okay.
it fits.
Okay.
It's like a cream cheese icing and a carrot cake.
I can see that, yeah.
I get like cake mixed with like movie theater popcorn.
I don't get the movie theater popcorn.
Oh.
I do get quite a bit of caramel.
Okay.
Less rye spice on the nose and the palate.
Hmm.
For sure. There's more of it on the palate. for
Is
me.
the rice spice the one that I always get confused and think cinnamon?
I would say yes. I think cinnamon more often than not comes from the barrel.
Okay.
I could be entirely wrong. It could come from a bunch of different places.
Right.
But to me, rye spice and cinnamon are different.
Yeah, because cinnamon's its own thing. Rye spice could be a collection of things.
Rye spice is like rye bread. You get that sort of, it's like a rye note.
Okay. Do you get a little slight off note on the finish?
I got
It's
a
like-
little bit of bitterness on the finish.
Yeah.
On the first sip. It was far more understated on the second sip.
Yeah, I noticed it on the first, like you said, a little understated on the second, and
Yeah.
the third, it's not even noticeable after that.
And I'm not entirely willing to give that to the whiskey. That might be that we've been smoking cigars on the live stream for a number of hours at this point.
True. Well, an hour and change.
Yeah, that definitely plays a factor. But
It does stand up to cigars very well.
yeah, I don't think there's any flavor lost from cigars, which is appreciative for sure, which is nice.
What else did I have on the notes? Cake note, little bready.
Would the bready be the cake part, or that's separate?
No, I mean, I think that's what takes the sweetness into sort of a cake note,
Okay.
is that sort of bready note. I get just a little bit of youth. Like, you could tell it's a younger whiskey. Not a ton.
Okay. What's the heat on this,
It's got the youth bite.
or the proof?
Oh, I didn't look at the bottle.
No.
I mean, it's probably 120 something.
It looks like it's like 116. I could be wrong.
I mean, it could be.
I'm blind.
It's up. I mean, it's up there for sure, but it's not in your face.
Yeah, it's
As
it's
far as
almost
proofs go, I think.
hardly noticeable for what we've been drinking.
And I like the color. The color's nice.
I mean, they do it right. All full-size barrels. They're not cheating the system.
And no cold filtration, I read too.
Yeah, non-chill filtered.
Yeah. So,
It's going to give it more of an oily, viscous feel,
Okay.
which this definitely isn't lacking on viscosity.
no, it has a good, like, I like that. I like a little more viscous to the feel.
Where are you guys putting that? Are you putting that under impression for viscous or finish? Or-
I mean, I think it's just sort of built in to all of them a little bit.
It's kind
right.
of
Because we got rid of that
Like, you're
one.
going to notice it on the palate. Yeah. But you're going to notice it
Yeah.
on the palate. The finish. I think more viscous whiskeys tend to have a better finish, a longer finish. Not necessarily better, but
Longer.
if it's got a good finish, it will also hang on longer.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
just generally an impression. If it's a thin whiskey, it's not going to score as high for me in the impression.
Not unless it's getting rid of a bad taste.
Yeah. You guys want numbers? Are you doing the numbers?
I can.
I gave it an 81.
81.
Yeah, 25 on the nose. I think that's probably where it scored the highest for me.
okay.
22 on the flavor. I wish some of the notes that I got on the nose came through on the palate. To me, the palate becomes simpler, right? It's more white icing and sort of that rye, spice, carrot cake note, which
Yes.
is good, but I think there could be more to it.
Yes.
16 on the finish, 15 on impression. I think the flavor dropped the impression down just a note. The finish is good.
And you got an 81 on that?
I think it's an 81. You want me to re-add it? I did make some adjustments after
Yeah.
the first sip. The first sip, I wasn't as impressed with the first sip as I was with the second.
It is definitely, you need to have it cleansed on the palate because that first one's like,
Because I'm getting a 78 from yours.
Let's see. 47, 57, 63, 73. Okay, 78.
70 solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for a $52 bottle of whiskey, whatever this is.
Oh, yeah.
That, I would drink that. That's a, if I
Yeah, I
see
would keep it around.
Yeah, if I saw it, that's,
You
I would
pick it
serve
up
it
for
in
sure.
here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Serve it, pick it up. And it does hold cigars. Like,
Well, and in here that matters. Like, that's
Yeah.
a thing. Because there's plenty of whiskeys that don't.
Mainly weeders.
yeah, thank God it's not weeded. I scored it a 78 too. Because our numbers were actually pretty close.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did 25 on the nose, 23 on the palate, and then 15 and 15 for mine.
Okay.
So, like, I like the finish. It's lasting, but not too much. I like the quicker finish usually, so that's where it kind of got hurt. And I'm with you on the nose is really good, and it's kind of lets you down on the taste because you're just like, oh, where'd those good flavors go? Like, how did they get washed out? I wonder if it was aged a little longer, there would be some
Just a little bit of extra
a
structure.
little bit of that held together on the finish, and I think that.
I bet if you got this in an 8-year, it would be really good.
Oh, or a 12.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a 12 would be pretty good.
I haven't seen any aged expressions out here of New Riff. I'm sure they're doing them. but a 12-year new Riff would be phenomenal.
Ooh. That's going to have to be something we have to look for.
Yeah.
Although if they're new, they might not even have one at 12.
Yeah, they might not have it yet.
Yeah. It's like, coming soon. Oh, okay, perfect. Kevin, what'd you get for numbers? While you're over there adding math.
He's focusing.
I was trying to, yeah. My numbers, I gave it
156.
156.
78 and 78.
Our two scores added together for you. He's helping you.
Okay, so
After the last math fiasco.
listen, his math wasn't spot on either. He said 81. It was 78.
That's because he wasted all of his math brain cells helping you the first time.
And I was,
Is that what I'm
if you
saying?
looked at my paper, there's some crossed out things. Like there were some adjustments made.
Yeah, he definitely can confirm that.
Well, thank you for help.
Can confirm.
Can confirm.
Can confirm.
Kevin's over there like, okay, I'm checking.
I'm checking. I'm checking.
I just hit a road code.
Okay,
We're checking.
And the grass is on fire.
He's working really hard.
Yes,
Well, you gave me those other numbers, and it kind of helped me out. So thanks.
all right.
Anyways, my numbers.
Yes, what'd you
For
get?
the nose, I gave it a 26. For the palate, I gave it a 23. For the finish, I gave it a 15, and impression was a 16 for a total of 80.
Okay.
All right.
And now I'm working on the maths. But it's going to come out to a 78.66.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fairly accurate.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's for the price, for the taste. I'm for that.
I think you add a year or two to this, and that
No.
number jumps by 5 or 6 points.
It definitely would be up there in the 80s with a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for one. We're gonna have to find one. I'm curious now.
Yeah, when they finally make it out here.
Yeah.
At some point.
All right. If you made it this far, if you've had it, let us know in the comments what you thought. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.